There you go, from Universal News Today, Universal Parks News Today. Toothless hangs lifeless above guests during Untrainable Dragon at Epic Universe. Oh, it's not good culture. I don't like to see this. Jamie Marland here, September 21st, 2025. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen or do not want the magic ruin, stop reading here. The Toothless puppet suffered a malfunction in a recent showing of the Untrainable Dragon at Epic Universe. Well, we're going to have to go on and experience the show for all of its worth. The Untrainable Dragon is a Broadway-style show featuring Hiccup and Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon, Isla Burke at Epic Universe. And you can see the official description right there. It basically takes you through the sequence of events from the movie as presented via a stage show. The Untrainable Dragon originally premiered at Universal Studios Beijing, though the show was simply called Untrainable in its previous iteration. The Epic Universe version of the show marks its first time performed in the United States, and the show runs approximately 20 minutes in length. The show includes a scene with a massive puppet version of Toothless flying over the audience. Toothless weighs about, I didn't know, it weighed 1,157 pounds. That's really big. And a wingspan of nearly 27 feet, according to the official Universal website. You can see right there, he's stuck up there, culture. This is, you don't like to see something like this. And I bring this story up because Epic Universe has had just a couple of growing pains, a couple of problems that have popped up, unfortunately, recently with only a short time actually open. And, well, this is obviously no exception. In a TikTok posted by Dania CV, the large puppet appears to have malfunctioned mid-flight during a recent performance. The video has had the caption, "Think Toothless had a few too many." Culture, you never like to see it, but are these just growing pains for Epic Universe? Can we expect more of this? Okay.
I think we had a similar incident, didn't we, with this particular installation in the Asian parks, did we not?
I wasn't previously aware.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I remember something happening with one of the dragons. Perhaps it was not necessarily one for Universal, but look, you have so many different complicated things. This is the same excuse that I've made for animatronics for years, right? When, great moments with Mr. Lincoln and things like that. I mean, none of these things are going to run flawlessly because if one thing, malfunctions, it oftentimes, throws gum in the entire works. So, I mean, would you not agree?
Well, I will say I'm a little disheartened by what we're seeing out of Epic Universe, referring to like stripping paint and worn down walkways, for example. We have a couple of images actually showing this. We also have some light fixtures that have been installed in the pavement and not dissimilar to what Epcot has experienced. Some of those are not operable. I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if this is reflective of that. I think this is a very complicated effect, but it's that wear and tear so quickly out of the gate that has me a little bit concerned. But maybe I'm wrong. Culture, convince me otherwise.
Well, I mean, we've had some very quick wear and tear on other show effects on other attractions, including at Disney. I think there was a magic carpet situation that was less than bueno. Again, I mean, I can go through the fact that these are highly complicated toys. I mean, Disney, for how many years or months, I should ask the question, did the giant Yeti actually operate properly? I mean, it's just you're gonna have some issues even with good engineering where things aren't going to work out the way you would like it to. So, and not to be an apologist, but these are highly complicated things. So I don't freak out about it unless it's something that is a critically overlooked matter that should have not actually occurred. Things break down, unfortunately. Even if something's in perfect operable condition, bringing that roller coaster conversation into play, I'm going to say Starlight Racers or some such, that the coaster was working as designed when somebody tragically lost their life. So to me, this is just part of operating a theme park or some other large attraction like in Vegas. I mean, Cirque du Soleil's have issues on their presentations, or maybe I'm just getting into the detail too much, but I'm not going to be deterred from thinking that this was a fluke. Has this happened hundreds of times? Is this not unusual?
I don't know if it's happened hundreds of times. I will say, and according to you, Culture, if it's happened before in Asia or Beijing, we can assume that it's going to happen again in the United States. I remember when this show was being developed that the Universal Creative team was like, hey, okay, let's go ahead and spend the extra to really get this nailed down, because we're going to duplicate this for Epic Universe when it actually opens. It's going to be one of the main draws, main stage shows for the entire park. So let's go ahead and make sure we really make it spectacular. And I think they accomplished that mission, and I cannot wait to actually see it myself in person. That being said, though, with images like this, right, from Universal Parks News Today, of like this worn down concrete or these I guess access panels for maybe the show's infrastructure right there. It's just not a good look out the gate. Again, this park is only months old. We're encountering these problems.
They really shouldn't be having these issues. This could be a vendor problem. This is the other thing. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
May not have
That's a very good point.
The correct path. And I mean, you had thousands of different vendors working on that project. And again, it's not like, people don't take shortcuts. Universal did have some issues with some aesthetics early on with the Harry Potter installation that they did originally. In fact, one of the funniest attraction issues, I think, was the fact that the Cocoa robots that were used for Forbidden Journey were completing the entire circuit, like almost standing still. Like they had to rewrite the software to make those robots work in a more determined fashion. So that's one of the issues that they encountered. They had some aesthetic issues in the extension of that. Some of the exterior on Green Gods, if I'm not mistaken, had some paint issues early on. So again, I'm just going to say that these are incredibly large parks. And, and just as much as I forgive Disney for, their occasional aesthetic, blunder, including in San Francisco or whatever, that area, I don't even know whatever they changed it to, that, we were talking about the plastic and the deterioration of the paint on that stuff. So I'm going to forgive them for, like, this is something that was bad provided by a vendor, and go from there. I don't know. I don't want to be an apologist, but I'm just, these are rather large installations. So.
That's what I was going to say. The developing an entirely new park, especially in the climate in which they were attempting to build this, right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that was happening on the world, and also too, they compete for resources with Disney, not just labor, but also construction people and so forth. And so I am willing to overlook a couple of things because of the ambitious nature of Universal itself, right? This isn't, the entrance of Epcot, for example, where it's like, really, you can't keep a central feature of your new entrance plaza completely functioning when there's nothing else to really maintain. No, these are very complex attractions, complex shows, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt for sure, but I don't like seeing these things. That being said, very ambitious show, and I cannot wait to see it in person.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.